Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. Today we have the new keeper of El Fazerino. Yeah, are you going to rename it? It's been Donkey for a long time. Little dog. Jim. Jim's a good name. Well, Jim it is. So we'll call him Darth Vader. Darth Vader here is the new keeper of the Fazer. I'll put his Instagram up on the screen now. What is it? It's Where's Willie, isn't it? But it's spelled weird.
It's pretty crap now.
So he also, you see, unfortunately, he does eat people, hence the need for the mask when out in public. So that's why he's putting it on. But we're also here with Kev. Everyone knows Kev. Kev's feeling a bit sorry for himself today. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and ride Moll's Gap on our 3 class bikes. Also, we'll tell the people, are you happy?
You can't see my smile, but it's massive right now. Take my word for it.
And there you go. So I will talk to you more when we're back on the road, and we're also going to get some footage from the top of Will's head. How long has it been since you were on a bike? 2 years? 2 years. 2 years. This is his first big day out back on a bike in 2 years. Now we have done a bit of riding to get him back used to it in the last day. He collected the bike yesterday. You would have probably seen it on Instagram if you follow me there. But anyway, back to the video. I'll talk to you when we're back on the road. So, we are back in Killarney, one of my favourite places in the world, riding my bike. And we're here to bed Will back into his motor bicycle. A couple of people have asked me recently, did I find it hard to let go of the Fazer? And the answer is actually no. It was my first road bike, as a lot of people pointed out. That is true. And I think I would have found it very hard to let go of it if it wasn't for the fact that I was going to Wilhelm back there, Captain Cannibalism. Because, you know, I didn't mind giving it to him. I know I look after it and he's a friend. I think that's a huge thing, getting rid of a bike that actually I liked. Like, if it was a bike I didn't give a shit about. So if it was, you know, like an in-between bike or anything made by Hyosung, I wouldn't care. The fact it was the Fazerino, my loyal donkey, it definitely would have upset me to give it to, you know, a shitty person. But he's not a shitty person most of the time, only like 92% of the time. Kev is only a shitty person 80% of the time, and he can hear me. So, he seems pleased by the 80% decision. So if you've never ridden in Killarney, like I've said before, this is bumpy as hell. I did not say that before, actually I probably did, but anyway, the point I was trying to make is you should get down here and ride your motor bicycle. Now the roads are a bit wet today, so we won't be able to like absolutely tear the hool out of it, but we can still have fun. But especially at the moment, and this is the beauty of it, since it's not absolutely littered with tourists for the first time I've ever seen in my entire life, so COVID actually did us a favour there. But it's very pretty, and don't kill us, thank you. So the roads here, and I don't know, Kev, you can argue with me, I'll tell the people if you think I'm wrong, but the roads here have to be some of the best in Ireland for a bike. He agrees with me, there you go. They're just absolutely class, so, you know, I don't know. Obviously I have not ridden properly out of Ireland yet, and that's something I hope to rectify. I would have rectified it this year, but next year now it'll have to be next year. And, you know, I know there's two people I know, and I won't name them because they have channels, but I don't know if they want everyone knowing where they're going. But they're going to Norway on a bike trip, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely class. So if I win the lotto before then, I will totally go with them, but I think that would be a lottery win thing for me. I love this place. These trees are so pretty. And all the leaves aren't falling yet, so it's not a death trap yet. Another question I was asked recently enough, because I put it up on my Instagram and stuff, is I was rebuilding the forks and stuff with the Fazer, and people asked me like, it's sold, why did you do that? And again, it's just, I don't know, I don't know, do I believe in karma per se, but I think if you sell something right, you're more likely to buy something that's also right. And so I wouldn't sell something that was half dodgy, and I knew one of the fork seals was kind of perishing, which it was. And when I emptied it, if you watch the video of me changing those forks, that side was gone a bit milky, which is a sure sign the oil has been contaminated. So that's why I did it. And, you know, because I don't want to kill my friend as well, you know. If you're selling it to a random person that you don't like, you could probably attempt to kill them. Well, that's a lot of cyclists taking up the entire road system. And now we have a very slow Kia Sportage. I don't mind though, because that's pretty. Also, let me know if you have watched any of my raw sound videos recently. Let me know what you think of them, because I actually quite enjoy doing them and not having to chatter. So if you want to see more of them, let me know. I will happily do more. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Is selling a bike easy? Well, I mean, physically yes, you just put it up for sale and you sell it. But is it mentally easy? Particularly, that was my first road bike, like I said, and I do absolutely love it, and a lot of memories made on it. And I think you probably felt a bit of this as well, Kev, with the MT-03. You do kind of, you don't regret it, but it's almost like a longing for that bike, you know. Yeah, exactly. So you want to hold on to it, as Kev said. It's just because it kind of wiggles its way into a part of your heart, because it was your first bike. This is bloody gorgeous. I forgot how nice it is down here. One of the only downsides to moving back to Kilkenny, not being as near to here. So pretty. I'm dead. I did not die. At least I have a bit of freedom now to enjoy these corners. I'm sorry I'm abandoning you. But to continue the conversation around the bike, right? I think definitely if you're selling a bike, oh no, it's important to you know, look at who you're selling it to, because you know, I want that bike looked after, you know, and that makes it easier, because if it wasn't looked after, I'd be very upset if I saw it up for sale in a few months' time absolutely destroyed. You know, the time and effort I put into it, it would upset me quite a lot. So I'm happy that it's gone to Will. And give him a follow on Instagram if you do want to follow on with the life of the Fazer. I'm sure he will be posting about it plenty. But also, you see, I think when you sell a bike or something like a bike to a friend that you know is going to appreciate it, how happy it made him made it easier for me to get rid of it, because he's been without a bike for 2 years. He's really wanted one, and you know, I gave him a friend's deal on that one, because he's my friend. So it gets him back into biking. I get to give the bike to someone I like, and I know it'll be looked after, which is definitely worth any discount I gave him to me. You're overtaking someone then. Oh, the road gets really slippy up here. Be careful. In the windy bits. Oh. This road is definitely more interesting in the wet, but still very interesting. Oncoming traffic in the middle of the road. Well, maybe you should teach the oncoming traffic not to drive in the middle of the road. Oh, yes. But if you are from Ireland and never have ridden down around Killarney, you're missing out. You need to get down here. It's absolutely fabulous. It's so pretty down here. Kev wants to go for a country walk because he's one with nature. A cross-country walk. Apologies. A beautiful waterfall. Alright. Kev wants to overtake me and take my manhood. Well, So we are back on the road in Killarney, and it's very wet now, which is unsurprising if you know Killarney or Kerry or the west of Ireland in October at all, to be quite honest. But that little area that Kev brought us to was absolutely class, and you would have seen the drone footage by now, so thanks Kev. It was absolutely unreal. It is super top secret, so I can't tell you where it is, unfortunately. Kev's request. That's where he brings ladies to impress them. I don't have to say it, but I want to. Now we're back on the road, and the second topic today. So the first one was, you know, did I find it easy to sell the Fazer? And it's yes and no. Like if you've heard the rest of the video, no, because it was my first baby, and yes, because of who it was going to, and it was time to move on. It was too small for me. And again, back to Kev with his MT-03, I'd say he probably feels the same. You know, around his Tracer 700, it's a better bike for his needs and a better bike for his manly size. You know, the second one, then people ask me, do I prefer riding in groups or alone? And this one is honestly, it's kind of much of a muchness for me. I think if you ride with the right people, it doesn't really matter. Like riding with Kev and Will, especially Kev, and no disrespect to Will, but I've ridden quite a lot of mileage with Kev, and we're very similar riders. We ride at very similar speed, a similar level of aggression, you know, except when Kev goes full on murderous rage and overtakes 17 cars in a row. You know, it's crazy. He's crazy. He's a lovely fella, and if you're looking for him, he's single, you know. So, you know, drop him a message in the comments. He's a single Pringle ready to mingle. And look at that booty shake. Who doesn't want that? But yeah, like for me, I enjoy riding my bike on my own, and again, Kev is similar in that way. He'll go off quite happily on his own in camp places, and so would I. But you know, with the group thing, it also can't be too big. So you could have 20 of the right people if they're in smaller groups with you, and 20 of the right people is too many people for me, because you know, it makes it harder to stop places, it makes it harder to do anything. It's just too many, and it attracts attention, in my opinion. Ah, that is gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so I've been there before. I'll put links in the description if you want to see more detailed stuff on actual Killarney itself. For me, that's kind of it. I'm not mad on riding in big groups. I think too many people is too many people, pure and simple. And it just complicates matters, and you know, some people want to ride for X amount of time before they stop, etc, etc, etc. And the other thing is, if you I think want to enjoy a spin, you have to know the people. This is something I've talked to Grumpy Bike Wizard a good bit about in the past, and you know, you want to make sure they're as laid back as you are around your travel arrangements and whatnot, because otherwise you're just going to end up, you know, someone's going to get pissed off with someone, and that has the ingredients to ruin a trip, really. So yeah, just be careful on who you travel with, I suppose, is kind of my only real advice there. And you know, around the riding on my own or in a group, I don't think it matters, really. I'm absolutely fine riding on my own. I'm absolutely fine riding in the right group. And you know, more lately, especially on this bike, I'm actually quite happy to carry a pillion as well, because the bike is kind of more suitable for a pillion. But this whole area is absolutely stunning. I love it. It's brilliant for bike riding, even in the wet. And like, the thing about it is, if you're coming to Kerry to ride a bike, you kind of have to expect it to rain. I made the silly mistake of checking the weather forecast and trusting it, and that's why I wore my leathers, because they're comfy. But it really isn't suitable for leathers today. They are pretty wet now, and I still have to do like over 100 miles home after this. 150 miles, I would say. Look at the views though, absolutely stunning. Do you want to slow up and let them off a bit even? No, only a van. And we're off. And this section looks pretty dry. Beautiful. catch Kev. I think we've caught him. This is a fun part of riding in groups. You get to catch up with people and emasculate them. Sorry, Kev. I have that 1000cc torque now, you know. Oh, look at that though. Wow. Now you get past him here. Maybe not. Huh? I just want to get a last fast run in. Here we go, the last run up to the Malls Gap. Phew! We lost Kev because he's big ignorant poo head. I told him. I hope he heard that actually. So we are here a bit wet and bedraggled at Malls Gap. So Will, this is the official handing over ceremony.
What a place to do it.
The donkey is now yours. Sorry, Jim.
One of my favourite places in the world. This is a good place to do it.
And there, now Jim is yours. I want you to promise to love and cherish Jim until... Oh no, that's dark. Yeah. Get down. Hold hands with Jim, please. Hold hands. Come on, hold hands with Jim. This is serious. Do you, Will, take Jim as your lawfully wedded bike? Jim. Jim says yes. Also. Well, that's it. It's yours. Congratulations. Hold on. We're not allowed to shake hands, but we're allowed to shake gloves. So, Will, that's it. It's yours.
It's great to be back.
Socially distant handshake. The boom is back. So if you watch, thank you very much for watching, and what a place to finish the video. If you have never been here, the only question I would say, there's Kevy's back.
Come in May or December? May bank holiday weekend or second weekend in December?
So May bank holiday weekend or the second weekend in September is what Will says, and Will knows. Will is well acquainted with this area. So that's it. Yeah, I'm a bit wet, the rain is chasing us or run away from us, I'm not sure. But yeah, as always, a special thank you to my patrons. You know, there you go. Actually, patrons, there you go. Which bike is your favourite out of these three? Let me know. And until next time, if you've watched, thank you once again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. If you had X amount of money to spend, which bike would you buy? And you didn't have a bike, you had to buy one, which would you buy? Let me know in the comments. Okay, bye.